Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Real quickly here, just to remind you, I will be hosting the monthly market outlook later on this afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Time using the Zoom link below. You can click on the Zoom webinar link below here, and it'll take you right into that room later on this afternoon when you're ready to go. 4 p.m. Central Time, we'll be talking stocks to watch. We'll be talking industry groups to keep an eye on early this year, and also taking your requests. So a lot to get to begin the year, using yearly and quarterly pivots and other things here as well. So a lot to get to later on to begin the year. And if you can't make it here, we'll have it recorded and posted as soon as possible. So please join me later on this afternoon at 4 p.m. Central for the PivotBoss monthly market outlook for January 2023. All right, let's take a look here at the ES in the daily time frame. The previous session saw quite a bit of strength early on in the first couple hours of the day, but the market hit a strong pivot top and reversed from those highs. A sharp intraday reversal, not quite a sell-off, but a sharp intraday reversal and a giving back of the morning gains. That gives us a very strong pivot to work with here this week. But one thing to keep an eye on today, Fed Chair Powell speaks at 8 a.m. Central Time. That could provide a bit of headline risk here. Keep an eye on the previous session's low price. If we start to push through as we have now, a failed new low could begin to show quite a bit of strength where price pushes through the mid and perhaps even becomes an outside day up. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Now, otherwise, we are back within the range here, the short-term range seen here, and failure to get back above 39.20 would suggest a rotation back to these lows. So 39.20 continues to be the key level to watch. The previous session's low is going to be an early key level here today. A rejection of that level could lead to some strength back up the range. Taking a look now at the NQ. Similar price action yesterday, a strong move higher. The NQ actually led the market up and then found a strong top and reversed. Again, this one does have a narrow range that continues to work with here, dropped back within the boundaries of that narrow range and is currently holding that edge as the high of the day at the moment. Again, keep an eye on the previous session's low right now, trying to find a rejection point of that low. If that succeeds, we could be looking at a bounce back to the previous session's midpoint, and perhaps even, in the best case scenario, a bullish outside day up. Again, Fed Chair Powell comes online here pretty soon to speak, and that could provide some directional conviction here early on. We do have inflation data later on this Thursday as well, which could lead to a big high range day. So keeping an eye right now on the previous session's low for early directional conviction today. Taking a look here at crude oil. Crude oil right now up about 0.4% inside day right now, a relatively narrow range of 49% of ADR heading into the RTH Open. This one so far has continued to trend downward to begin the year. It's rejecting at the previous month's low, midpoint rather, which could open up a move to the previous month's low up ahead. Very narrow range for the most part over the last few days outside of this little peak top right there. So again, right now, this market continues to remain bearish, while a push back above, 77 starts to open up a return back toward 85. This market still remains within this range, within a downward trend. So whether we get the low right away or whether we bounce within the range, this market remains overall bearish still, but that could change with a push back above 77s here up ahead. Taking a look at gold futures. Right now, gold futures is basically flat on the day. Had a big time squeeze a few days back here and remains bullish within this bullish Pima trigger zone. Ever since this triple bottom right here, it really changed the tide of the entire trend for this asset here. Big time strength overall. A big rally into the end of the year. Closed the year right around the previous year's close and has already taken that area bid. So again, very strong start for this market this year, and the trend continues to suggest more upside could be ahead. Perhaps even back into the 1900s. Between 19 and 2000 could be the next distribution above if price can continue to hold above the 1830 level. Lastly, taking a look at YM. Here's the YM right here. Now, the YM had been quite bullish here overall. This year so far, it's just kind of been hanging in there. One good day on Friday after NFP report, but still you can see the previous year's close here. It's just kind of traded above and below that level for most of the last few weeks. A little bit of a rejection developing at the previous month's midpoint. That's actually the previous quarter's midpoint, and that could be important here. Actually, that is the previous month's mid. That could be important. Again, a failure to get above this point starts to point you back to the low and perhaps even lower up ahead. Strong higher high failure, big rejection here, looking for maybe a lower high to develop over here. But from an intraday basis, things could change if price begins to push back above the previous session's low. Pushing back above 33,630 there opens up the potential for perhaps a bullish outside day up and a continuation toward recent highs on a swing basis. So going to be important here today as Fed Chair Powell comes into play, and then later on this week on a Thursday we get inflation data and initial jobless claims, which could provide additional clarity from a directional standpoint. All right, that is it for now. Please join me later on for the PivotBoss monthly market outlook at 4 p.m. Have a fantastic session, and I'll see you in the room. Take care.